Now I don't have anything to say, just told everything I want to tell. Well, anyway, this is quite a night. It really is. First, let me just say I'm extremely honored to be a part of this group of inductees tonight, Louisville Catholic Sports Hall of Fame. You know, whenever you receive an honor like this, you look back on your life and you realize there's been a certain amount of people that either helped you or guided you to get where you are today. And first and foremost, names come to my mind is my mother and father. They were like a lot of you mothers and fathers out there. They worked 2 jobs to put me and my 2 sisters through school, kept us fed, and made sure that we went to class and also to practice our church, our religion, very often. Then from there, actually I was born and raised in Kentucky, so my next trip was I went to St. Leo's grade school, and after that I enrolled at St. X High School. In the first 2 years, everything was going along pretty well until the accident happened going into my junior year. That was actually the 2 or 3 months that I was recovering. The Xavier brothers came to me at the hospital and also to my home and tutored me and kept me up with my grades up so that I'd be able to graduate with my classmates. After that, or at the end of the school here at St. X, I was about ready to graduate and go home, and Coach Johnny Myhouse called me into his office. He said, I want to talk to you. I said, sure. I had no idea about what it was about. I had read a couple weeks prior that Coach Bryant was leaving Kentucky and was going to go to Texas A&M, be the football coach and also the athletic director. But I didn't think it had anything to do with me, so I go into Coach Myhouse's office. He looks at me and he says, you want to go to Texas A&M? I looked around and I didn't see anybody else. I said, you talking to me, Coach? Yes. I said, absolutely, love to. He said, well, I've talked to Coach Bryant and told him all about you, and everything's all set, and all you need to do is go. Okay, so boy, after my feet hit the ground, out the door I went. And I went home, and I got into the house. I said, Mom and Dad, I'm heading to Texas. They looked at me and said, what? What do you mean you're going to Texas? I said, I'm going to Texas, College Station, Texas, home of Texas A&M. And of course, they had no idea what was happening. And I said, I've got a scholarship to go. And so anyways, next week, I got a train ticket. I headed south to New Orleans and then straight west to College Station, Texas. When I got out there and got registered in the school, so forth, Coach Bryant was there with some of the assistants, and I ran into some of the players, and he was getting the boys all the jobs as much as he could during the summertime and so forth. And I knew this friend of mine. He said, well, why don't you just come on with me to Midland? He said, we can get a job with the Western Company, well servicing outfit. Well, okay. So out I went to Midland, Texas. Now, I got out there, and I was greeted with a hard hat, thick gloves, and steel-toed shoes. I said, Lord, what did I get myself into? Anyway, we started working, and I was what you call a roustabout. In West Texas, if you work in the oil fields, a roustabout is you do a little bit of everything and a whole lot of nothing. But one day I'd be hauling, drilling pipe, being 3 or 4 other guys, and the next day I'd be a welder's helper. Well, this went on for about 3 years when I was at Texas A&M. And coming to my senior year, I was going to graduate, and It was a military college, so I had taken ROTC, and I stayed in the Corps. And so when I got out of college, I was a second lieutenant, but I was obligated to spend 2 years in the Army. So, but it just so happened the year I graduated in '58, the U.S. Army initiated a program whereas the officers could actually spend 6 months active duty and then 7.5 years inactive. And so I jumped at that. So anyways, I spent 6 months in the service. Then I went back out to Midland, Texas, and luckily I got a job in a golf shop. Got rid of my hard hat, my heavy gloves, and them steel-toed shoes. I still have them. Anyways, I got into the golf shop with air conditioning. Boy, was that a blessing. And if anybody's, I'm sure some of you here this evening have been out in West Texas in the summertime. And if you haven't forgotten how hot it can get. So anyway, I worked in the golf shop for about a few months and played a lot of golf with the members and so forth. And one thing led to another, and they thought, well, maybe you got a shot to try the PGA Tour. So I'd love to. So anyways, they put up some monies for me, and I started the tour in 1960 in Phoenix, Arizona. I played that year from Phoenix to about the first week in October, and I won $15,200 and some change. And it didn't sound like much money, but it enabled me to be in the top 30 on the list, and it got me exempted for the following year from having to qualify for the tournaments. So after that, everything seemed to be going pretty well, but I got to thinking, I'll be almost 25 years old, and the 9 months I spent out there on the tour, it was kind of lonely being by yourself. When you play the tour and you're single, you're basically all by yourself. Nobody's going to help you, and you don't have any teammates or anything. And I got to thinking, like I say, I'm almost 25 years old now. I got to find me a lady friend. So, anyways, one thing led to another. And like I say, I thought I'd go home and spend the holidays in 1960, November, December, spend the holidays there at home and maybe find a lady friend or so. Anyway, I go home to Kentucky, and a friend of mine got me a date with this lady friend. And actually, it was the night before the election of JFK being president of the United States. So we watched the election going on and so forth. And the lady friend and I, we hit it off pretty well, so we kind of dated over the weekend and back into December and through the holidays and then on through 1961. And this went on until, probably till early July. And then this lady friend, we got so much together, so I decided to propose to her, and she said, okay. And then she became my lovely wife, Nancy. And she's been with me for 51 years and counting. She gave me 3 wonderful, healthy kids, 2 boys and a girl, and 7 grandkids. It doesn't get much better than that. So after all these good things happened, and it was about 2 or 3 years after we'd been married, one day I thought I was kind of getting romantic. I said, Nancy, what exactly was it about me that made you like me enough to be my wife? Was it something special about me that you liked? She looked at me real seriously. She said, well, not really anything. She just said, I just thought you might be a ticket out of town. Thanks again for having me. Thank you.
Love it. Love it.